function value. Now the point is, let's suppose you would like to print some string as well, okay, or either you want to do some calculation. So on that point, how you would be able to do these things? So the another way to print this value, you can also print your some little bit of string as well. Your name is name, okay, and here just you can simply add a one more string, and age is, so this is a way how can you simply print multiple different values. So just you have to print double quotes, again you have to pass comma, then name is a variable, without comma you have to pass. Again I have used some different string here, again I have used a normal another variable. So this is a one way to print your values, okay. And in case of Python, if you like to print the combination of the string of the combination of the multiple variable, okay, so this is not a recommend way to print your values, okay, you will find out the multiple way. So yeah, you can also do the concatenation, but the point is, if you want to use a plus sign there, okay, so you not be able to plus your age because that was a integer number, so it will give you the error. Okay, just let me give you the one example as well. So instead of using this, you can also use this method, right? So the point name, and here I can also use the same thing, and age is that's good. But the point, I cannot use this thing here because age is an integer number. So when I'm gonna execute my program, just look at this. So you will get a one error, can only concatenate between string, not integer. That's why you are getting error here. So you have to remove plus here. Just you have to put the comma. Okay. What space I have used here, this space is not considered in print statement. This is just difference between the multiple operator. Okay. So whatever you wanna space in your double quotes, that particular space will be considered in your print statement, in your result. Just look at this, and now that's work because I have used a different. So this is another way to print the values, but instead of using this thing, so I'm going to tell you one format function here. Okay, so format is a inbuilt function of a string. You will use format functions to print your string here. And how you'd be able to do use a format function, so let me represent. So let's suppose, let me print it one more time, the same thing I'm gonna print here. So let me copy and paste, that will be nice. So I would like to print using format function. So when you are trying to use a format function, just only you have to create a single string, okay, you don't have to use comma there, you don't have to use double quotes again and again. So just I have removed all the values, just look at this. Okay, I have used a one single string. The point is, name is a variable and the age is also a variable, right? You like to print the values of both variable instead of as it is. If you're gonna use, so you will get the result. So this is result what you get. You will get a name as it is, and you will get the age as it is. But you want to fetch the values of these variable. Okay, so for that, just you have to write both the variable inside the curly braces. Okay, or instead of variable, just you can simply remove as well here. Okay, that's a one way you can simply use. So you have to use curly braces here, and after once your string has been finished, just you have to call a format function using dot method, right? You know very well because this is a string you have typed. Okay, and now along with this string you are trying to call a format method, and inside a format method you have to pass what you want to insert in these methods. So this is a first. Now you have to follow the indexing number. So first of all you have to pass name. So name will be shift inside the first curly braces, and whatever I'm gonna pass a age here. So age will be shifted into the second curly braces. That's how you can simply use a format function. I'm gonna close the function again. Just look at this. So execute my program, and in the third line, you will get the same method. Your name is Gune and the age is 20. So that's how you can simply use a format function, guys. And the one more example to understand the format function here. Okay, so let me reduce the little bit noise. Might be it's better now. Okay, now the one more example to understand the format function is, let's suppose if I'm gonna create a static string here. Hey, welcome to Python training. So this is the one string I have typed. And now the point is, I would like to print the username always. Okay, so if I'm gonna use this method, just I can simply type this string. I can simply save this string here. If I'm gonna print this string later, so I can simply pass the name of user each and every time. If I'm gonna use this method, just I didn't type anything here. what I want to do, just I'm going to execute my program. Look at this, you will get your curly braces as it is, because I didn't call dot format function with along my string. So we can simply call a dot format function here. Okay, so inside the format function, just we have to pass the value of these curly braces. What value I'm going to pass here, just you can simply pass your name, or either you can simply take a name from user as well. So input, okay, now it will take input from a user. What input would you like to pass? Enter your name. So that's how it will work. Just execute the program. Okay, enter your name. What you want to type your name here. So hi, here's Sachin. Welcome to the Python training. So that's how you don't have to save the username as well. Okay, if you would like to save, then you can save. That was a different concept. Either if you want to save your username here, you can simply say name to, and here you can simply type input, and just you can simply remove this thing here. I'm gonna come in. Let me do refresh. Just don't worry. I'm gonna comment the both line as well. So here, just remove this line here. Just you have to pass name to. So that's how you would be able to use the same thing in a single line. Either you can simply use a two line as well. So what I have done, so just remove the comment of that data, and now that's cool. So these are the three line what I have typed here. I'm gonna comment out the earlier one as well. I don't want to use them. So now the point, the only three line will be execute. Just I'm gonna execute my program. Enter your name. I'm gonna type the Ravindra here. So here Ravindra, welcome to the Python training. So that's how you can simply pass the values inside the string what you have already defined. And the last way, okay, there's a multiple way as well. Okay, but I'm gonna define a one another way to define how you would be able to print the values inside the Python. So the another method I'm gonna tell you f string. Okay. And now the f string is little bit similar to the format function, okay, but that was actually different. If you will discuss about the f string, how you would be able to use a f string. So let me tell you, let's suppose if I'm gonna take a username, okay, so commented out all the section. I would like to take a username here, enter your name, okay, and after that I would like to take age from user as well. So the if you like to take your age inside the number, yep, you can simply call input function inside the input, and here I'm going to type enter your age. So I'm going to take a two value from the user, first of all name and the age, and now I would like to print both the values. So I can simply print hey. So right the now point is I would like to print some variable, just we can simply pass name, okay, and you can simply, and your age is, I'm gonna pass the age as well. So the point now, if you're gonna use this method, let me execute. Okay, let me execute the program. So what you are expecting here when I'm gonna execute, just I'm gonna pass my name here is 22. So you will get your as it is. Okay, you will not get the values of the age and name because you didn't mention this string is a f string. So if you like to use a f string, and now this is a very reliable method to print your values. Okay, if you're gonna check out the time complexity of the all these type of method, either you can also use a %d and %c, just like you have used in C programming language. Okay, that was a one another method we can also use in Python. Either you can simply use this method plus or comma. You can also use a dot format function as well. Okay, if you're gonna compare all of them, the f string is a versatile method to print your values using in Python. Okay, so just I'm gonna save this program, but I'm gonna execute this program again. Python 3 first, my bad, print statement. I'm going to type a name, age. Just look at this. Hey Sachin, and your age is 22. What happened? One, I have used a f before the double quote, so it will mention this string as a f string. And now whatever you want to type inside the curly braces, so it will call the particular variable. Okay, once it will fetch the variable, it will print the values of both variable instead of printing the variable here. So that's how f string work inside the Python. Hopefully you got the difference, guys. And now let me move forward. And now let me discuss about the operator. After that, we will move on top of conditions. So right now I will discuss about the operator first of all. So for operator, I'm going to open the Jupyter notebook, okay, because I have created a one notebook for you where I can simply understand all the operators there. So let me close the Visual Studio Code here, and let me launch the Jupyter notebook inside the current. now it's take a while. That's cool. The Jupyter notebook has been launched, right? And now inside this notebook, I'm going to upload a one notebook what I have already created related to operator. So let me upload that particular notebook. I'm checking. I will take a bit. So here we'll discuss about the operator. I can simply search Python operator. That's cool. Just upload one notebook inside my Jupyter notebook, and I'm going to open this notebook, Python operator. That's cool. And now when we will discuss about the Python operator, you know very well, okay, what is actually operator is. I have used multiple time operator in my program. We have used a assignment operator. We have also used a equivalent operator sometimes. So the first of all, you have to understand what is actually operator is. And now this is a very important part of programming. Okay, if you want to solve a problem, first of all you have to understand what is actually a problem is. After that, you have to create a one algorithm from your program. Okay, how you will be able to solve your problem. After that, you have to create your program. Okay, and when you're going to solve any problem, then you have to use the operator as well in your programming. So if you will discuss about the operator, so these are the special symbol you will find out in your program. Okay, and which will do the arithmetic and the logical computation. Just took an example, 2 plus 3. So inside the 2 plus 3, the plus sign is an operator. And now this is the one example of the arithmetic operator I have used. And now 2 or 3 are called the operands. So you can simply read this particular statement here. Plus is the operator, perform addition, and the 2 and 3 are the operands, and the 5 is the output of this operation. And that's how you'll get the output here. So let me clear the output, and I'm going to execute all the shells again. And now here you will find out a different type of operator in case of Python programming. Okay, one you will discuss about the operator here. The first we have to discuss about the arithmetic operators. Okay, and now you will find out two different type of operator instead of C. If you have already learned about the C programming, okay, there. But in case of Python, you will find a two new type of operator as well. Okay, the membership and the identity. But before going those operators, just we have to understand the arithmetic operators here. If you will discuss about the arithmetic operators, so these are the some examples what I have written. So the plus, you can simply say this is the addition. If you would like to add multiple values, just you can simply use this operator. It will add the two operand or the unary plus. So this is just an example, x plus y plus 2. Just you have defined already the value of the x plus y, and you will get the result there. If you like to subtract, multiply is used for asterisk, and the single slash, it will divide your values. It will divide the left one value from the right one. Okay, and now always it will give you the float result. Okay, if you want to take a integer result, if you want to divide some number, then you can simply use a double slash there. And the percent, you can simply, this is actually modulus, you can simply say. And now this particular operator will give you the remainder of your divisions. Okay, and the last one, sometimes you will also use the exponent operator here. And now the left operand raised to the power of the right. So that's how you want to use these operators. And now these are some sort of examples I have written here. Just understand these examples. So let's take on one example. X, I have assigned 15 into X. So I have assigned 4 inside the Y. And now I'm going to perform some basic action. Now this is a comment I have defined, right? And now this is a actual original Python statement which will execute. I'm going to execute when this shell. So it will give you the x plus y. The second statement, it will give you the x minus y, x multiply y, x slash y, x double slash y, and the exponent. Just look at this and you will get the result of all these operators. Or either just if you want to take in one another result. So let me give you the one example. If you're gonna use two double x, either I'm using exponent operator, I'm gonna use a 8 here. So one, I'm gonna execute this, so you will get the 256. What does it mean? To the power 8. Okay, when you're gonna multiply, you will get the result here. Sometime where you're gonna use a double slash and a single slash. So let me give you the one example to understand that as well. So if you're gonna divide 20 by 3, so what happens? So you will get a one result 6.6.6. If you wanna multiply the same thing, okay, but you wanna use a double slash here, so you will get the value inside the integer. So that's how single slash and double slash will work. Either if you're gonna divide this particular value using the 5 as well, so still you will get the 4.4. You will not get the 4. So that's how, or either just you can simply divide using the double slash. So you will get your number in case of integer. So that's how these operators will work. Okay. So let come to the next operator. That was a comparison operator, right? And now we will also use comparison operator in multiple times in our program. Okay, when you're gonna use this operator, it always return either true or a false according to the condition, what condition you have applied there, using the some another statement as well. Which operator we have to discuss here? So these are the comparison operator. You can simply say the greater than, less than, and double equal is used for to check the equality of the numbers, and now the not equal, greater than equal, and the less than equal. And how these operators will gonna work, so let me give you the one example. So I have defined x equal to 10, I have defined y equal to 12. So the point, if I'm gonna check x is greater than y, okay, that condition was a false, that's why you will get the result from here false. Just I'm gonna execute this shell. Just look at this, x greater than y is false, but x is less than y, this is true, right? Either, instead of using this example, I'm gonna give you the one live example as well. If you're gonna check it out, 10 equal to 101, and now this operator I have used to check the equality between two operator, right? I'm gonna execute it, you will get the false. So that's how it will work. If I'm gonna use a not equal, so what does it mean? So you are trying to say 10 is not equal to 101. Yeah, that's true. That's why you'll get the true return. Okay, so when you will use the comparison operators, it will always return either a true or a false according to the condition, what condition you have applied. So the one example I'm going to type, 100 is greater than 100. So what result I'm expecting here? So you will not get the true here, so you will get the false, because 100 is not greater than 100, 100 is equal to the 100. So instead of, sometimes if you are trying to true this type of condition as well, okay, and sometimes if the number is greater than as well, so you want to true both the condition, okay, on that case you can simply use a greater than equal as well. So now this operator will true for 100 as well, this operator is also true for 110 as well. So that's how it will work. Okay, so now these are the some example to understand what I have written here. So all these are the comparison operator. So just we can simply read and do the practice for this operator as well. Let me go back to the point. And now the next we have to discuss about the logical operators. Okay, what is actually a logical operator? Now sometimes you are trying to check multiple condition at once. Okay, and now where are you going to check? Look, this is one example to understand. So let me give you the one example. Took one example. Let's suppose you are trying to take an input from a user, in case of just like if you are trying to use an older type version of the ATM machines, or just to, if you want to create a one sample program to understand those things, you are trying to take a input from a user, okay, and you are displaying this type of value. Just look at this, you are trying to take a enter your choice, okay, and now what choices you have defined to the user? This is just an example to understand, guys. So first choice I have defined login, okay, so and the second choice I have defined now sign up. Okay, so this is just an example I have typed here. Now the point, I'm gonna take the choice of user, and now I'm gonna execute this. Just look at this. So this is an input function I have used. I have used /n to give a line break between my statement. Oh, that's how it will work. Now the point is, when you are trying to take a choice from a user, and now it's depend on a user, okay, user will give you the one as well. It's a user choice, okay. If a user wants to select a login button, or either user also type login in lowercase, also user can also type the whole login in uppercase as well, okay. And the another way, user also type the actual value of the login, what the user is able to see. So all the conditions could be happen, right? And now that's how you can simply use the logical operator there. And now the point is, if I'm going to talk about the higher availability input of the user, so if a user will give you the one, if a user will give you the login as well, if a user will give you the all these type, okay, and the what's your priority, you have to log in a user if a user will type any one of them result. So behind the scene, you have to true all the conditions, okay. There the overview comes to the picture, okay. If you want to check out multiple condition, okay, and any one of them condition is true, then you're gonna use the logical operators here. I will give you the live example to understand all this. Just don't worry right now. Just start this thing, and now let it be here. And or, if you will discuss about the and or, how where you wanna work. So if you will discuss about the and operator, okay, so if you are trying to check multiple condition, and which type of condition I'm going to talking about, the first condition is true, okay, and the second condition should be true, then the final result will be true. If the from both condition, if any one condition will be false, so the final result is still false. Either you can simply use multiple value as well. Just look at this, still you are able to guess false, right? Just false. Either you can simply check multiple condition, true and true and true and false, still false. The all the condition should be true, then the final result will be true if you are using a AND operator here. Okay, but in this type of a statement, what type of operator you're gonna use? So if a user will give you the one or login or login or login, so that instead of AND you can simply use a OR operator there. When you're gonna use the OR operator, so any one of them condition is true, okay, the final result will be true. Just look at this, my bad. So what I have done, so let's take an example. This is a one condition is true and the remaining is false, but I have used the OR operator, so the final result is still true. If the all result is false, then the any one of condition will not be true. That's how it will work. But if the last condition is true, the whole condition is still true, if you are using an operator. So that's how you can simply check out the table of the AND and OR as well. Okay, so that's a method how these operators are work. And the last one is not, it always revert the values of the numbers. So the what does it mean? The not operator will work only a single condition if you are expecting a condition is true, but sometime you want to convert, you want to invert your condition in false, just you can simply type the not before the condition. If your condition is true, then it will convert that particular condition into false. Let me give you the one example. A is equal to 10 and B is equal to 20, right? And now what I'm expecting here, so A is less than B, that's cool, and what you are expecting here, true. But the point is, sometime you want to false this condition, just you can simply type before the condition here and you will get the false instead of true, but the condition is true, but because you have typed the false, it will always revert that result. It will, excuse me. So I'm back, guys. Hopefully I'm audible again. Just let me know in chat box. Yeah, I will check your queries, don't worry. I will check you. I'll show you how you'll be able to use a case fall and the lower upper, don't worry. Yeah, you can also use a lower and upper there, but still if you're gonna use a lower or upper there, but the point is the you not be changed one into the login, right? So at least you have to use two condition there. Yeah, whatever you want to take it from a user, you can simply convert into lower and just you can simply check out your condition. But if a user will give you the one, on that point you have to define the two condition there. That particular condition will not be worked there, right? So that's how it works. So let me, so this is a method, guys, how you'll be able to use your logical operators through, sorry, and or not. Okay, so there are three operators in case of logical operations, so you can use any one of them according to your conditions. And now the next, bitwise operator. Yeah, sometimes we will also often use a bitwise operator as well. Okay, but most of the time, if you will talk about the basic programming, you will not use a bitwise operator there. But if you want to understand what is actually a bitwise operator, so bitwise operator is always work in binary numbers. So first of all, to understand the bitwise operator, just you have to convert your number into in case of binary format. Okay, and just let me give you the one example to understand this, don't worry. So let's take one example to understand the binary or bitwise operator is. So bitwise operator act an operand if there's a strings of the binary digit, right? So let's take an example. 2 is 10 and the in binary 7 is 111, right? So let's take an example to understand this, or either you can simply take a different number as well here. So either you can simply take a let x is equal to 10, or either you can simply take a y is equal to 4. What's the binary number of 4? That y is actually 100, and the binary number of 10 is 1010. Okay, so you can take any one of them. So to understand this, so let me take a one example. So let's take an example. So this is a 10, right? So you can simply convert, this is a 10 I have typed in binary case, and now that was a 4, what I have typed there, 0 1. So let me type here 0 1 0 0. So just I'm gonna type in normal way. So this is a value of 10, and now this is a value of 4. Now the point, what operation would you like to apply here? Bitwise AND, bitwise OR, NOT, XOR, right shift and left shift. Okay, it's your choice what operator, which operation would like to follow here. So let's suppose if you're gonna use a AND operator, AND operation there. So on that point, what do you have to use? Just you can simply use a AND operation. When you are trying to use a AND operation here, so what does it mean? Just you have to check it out, 1 and 0. Okay, if you are able to see 1 and 0, so what happens? So the AND value will always be 0. Okay, the both the numbers should be 1. Just check out the next value, that 0 and the 1, the next is also 0, my bad. And the 1 0, the next is also 0, and the last one is also 0, so that's 0. So the final result will become 0 if you're gonna use 10 and 4 in case of bitwise operator. The final result you will give the 0. And now instead of AND, if you're gonna use a bitwise OR operator here, so what number it will become? So when you are able to see 1 and 0, at least you have to find out 1, 1, 1. So 1, 1, 1 and 0. So that's how it will work. One, you're gonna convert this number in case of decimal format, so it will become 40. So that's how it will work in case of bitwise OR operator. If you will discuss about the left shift and the right shift, just you have to shift your values. Okay, just you have to remove from there. Just look at this. If I'm gonna shift this particular value, what I need to do, just if I want to shift 2 times, just we can simply add 2 0 there. Okay, what happened? So when you will convert this particular number inside the, when I have used bitwise left shift, okay, when I have used, when I have shift this 2 times, so what it will then, it will add 2 zeros there, and now it becomes 40. So that's how it will work. When I'm gonna right shift this particular same number, when I have shift 2 times, so it will become 10 instead of 10 10. Now it becomes 2. So that's how it will work. Okay, so so now that's how the bitwise operator is work. Okay, so now let me move forward to the assignment operator. In case of assignment operator, so you are already know, we have used a one, oftentimes we have used a one, multiple times this assignment operator, the single equal sign, right? If you are trying to assign your values into variable, so multiple times I have used this operator. Okay, yeah, I'm back. So that's how you can simply use a assignment operator. So this is the one operator I have used, but the point, we have only used a one single operator until yet, right? In case of assignment, but these are also called the assignment operator, and where you're gonna use this type of assignment. So if you're gonna check out the simple calculation here, what I have done. So let's take on one example to understand the assignment operator. Let me clear the notation first of all, and let me move to the point. So if you are trying to understand these type of assignment operator, this is just an example of what I have written here. So I have assigned 5 into A. Okay, this is a one normal assignment operator I have used, and now what I have done, so I have my assign integer number inside the A variable. The next thing, if I would like to add 10 inside the same numbers, just I have to use same thing again. So I have used A plus 10. So what does it mean? So I have add 5 plus 10. Now that will become 15, and now I have assigned 15 again inside there. So that's how you can simply execute this thing. But instead of using this statement, you can simply use a plus equal assignment operator there. What it will do for you, so it will add this 5 again inside the same variable and assign the same values there. So that's how it will work. Now what I have add, so I have add 10 here, I have add 5 again here, so now it's become 25. Just look at this, not my bad, that was become 20 because the earlier one got 5. Now here is 15 and here is 20. Let's look at another example. X equal to 10. Okay, now the point is, let's suppose if I'm gonna use a x multiply equal 4. So what does it mean? So when I'm gonna print the value of x, so what you are expecting here, so it will multiply the value of the x and again assign the same value inside the x there. Okay, so that's how it works, and now you'll get the 40 as well here. So this is a method, guy, how the assignment operator work. Okay, so all these are the assignment operator are equivalent to these statements what I have written here. x minus 5 equal to the x equal to x minus 5. Okay, x equal to x double slash 5 equivalent to the x double slash equal 5. So all these are the example to understand the assignment operator here. Okay, now the second thing, let me move forward to the next thing, guys. Now we have to discuss about the special operator, right? So in case of special operator, so there's a two type of operator we have to discuss. The first one is identity operator. The second one is membership operator. Okay. And now what are actually these operator is? So these are the special operator in case of Python. Okay. So in case of another programming language, might we will not be find out this type of operator, but what is actually these are? So this is a is and is not. Both operators are called the identity operator, and what does it will do for you? So both the operators will check the memory locations of any object. Okay, so to understand this thing, let me give you the one example. So the point is, when I'm going to type a is equal to 10, okay, and the second thing I'm going to assign the b as well, b is equal to 10. What happens? So behind the scene, if you're gonna check out the memory location of both the numbers, so you know very well, you can simply use the one inbuilt function where your number has been saved. Just you can simply use the id function to check out the memory location, and you can simply print the value of your id. So I'm gonna use this method, just copy and paste again, and here I would like to print the memory location of the b as well. And now just look at the thing, you will get the same memory location, because in case of Python, if you have already initialized a one object, okay, and if you're gonna define another variable using the same object, so behind the scene, both the variable have used the same memory location. If you wanna change this one, so the earlier one will be changed. So that's how it's Python in work. So now the point is, both the variable have used the same memory location, right? Now the point, just you can simply identify using this operator, but the is operator is also do the same work for you. You don't have to check it out using the printed ID, just you can simply use a is b. So when you will use a is operator, so it will do the same work for you, and now this will give you the true condition. Because the memory of the both variable is same, that's why I'm not talking about the size, or I'm only talking about the memory location. So that's a is 5 when it will give you the true, because both the memory location is same. The second thing, let's suppose if I'm going to define a one variable here, c is equal to 11. Okay, let's look at the memory location of the same thing as well. I'm going to type, and now that's a different memory location, right? And when you're going to check out a is c, so what happens? So it will give you the false, because the memory location of the both variable is different. So if you like to sometime true this condition, you know very well about the not, right? It will always convert the identical reason, and now it will give you the is not. Just you have to use this operator along with this, and now it will give you the still true, because you have used a not using the is. So that's how the identity operator it will work. So it always check the memory location. If the memory of the both object will same, it will give you the true. Otherwise, it will give you the false. Okay, so that's how the, and now that's how the is operator is work in case of Python. Now let me move forward on top of the, now this is the one another example to understand the same thing, and now just execute this, and that false, true, false. And now what I have done, just x1 is not y1. So both the numbers 5 and 5, that's you will get the false, because I have used is not, right? X2 is y2. Just look at this. When you're going to talk about x2 and y2, both are the true, that's why you get the true here. X3 is y3. If you're going to check out the x3 here and the y3, and how that's how you're going to check it out, that will give you the false, because you didn't assign the x3 inside the y3. But in case of normal integer and string, it will work, but in case of list, now it's not work, right? Let me give you one example to understand this, just don't worry. So let me copy and create a one shell. So either you can simply read what I have already written there. So x3 and y3 are list, they are equal but not identical. What actually identical is, so both the objects should have used the same memory location, but both are the equals, right? If you want to check out a normal operator, they are double equal, so we'll find out the result is same. If you want to use the x3 and the y3, oops, so you will get the true, because the ID, because the data of the both lists are same. Okay, either you can simply, if you want to use a, if you want to check out the ID of x3 here, Let me show the ID of both objects. Okay, and let me show the ID of y3 as well. Just look at this. Both the lists have a different ID, right? That's how the identical operator is not giving the result true. But how a way, just how we can simply use the same ID. Okay, what does it mean actually if you want to modify the y3 here? So the x3 will not be modified. That's a simple work. So let me give the one example to understand as well. I'm gonna pop the one item from there and just I'm gonna print both the element x3 and the y3. Okay, that's only the y3 is modified. But somehow if you're gonna use this method, just look at the difference. If I'm gonna use 10, 20 and 30, and after that I have assigned a inside b. Now the a is identical to b. Just look at this. If you're gonna modify the b here, so a is also modified. That's how you're gonna use a shallow copy function here as well. Okay, just I have already told you what is actually that function is. Just in case of, just you can simply read this function what I have earlier used in case of dictionary, but you can also use this function in case of list as well. And when you will use a copy function, it return a shallow copy of the list. That's how it will work. Hopefully you understood the identical operator, guys. Okay. Okay. Okay, I got your doubts. In case of the list, and now the system is not allocating the same memory. Yep, only it will allocate the same memory in case of the integer and the string, but in case of list it will allocate the same memory when you will use this particular method. Only in this way it will allocate the same memory to the list as well. Okay, so let me give you the one another. Actually these are the normal spatial operators what we were discussing here. These are the normal identity operator, right? And now how identity operators work. So that's a two identity operator I have used, or is not. And is, it will give you the true if the both the objects are identical. What are the identical? So if the both objects have used the same memory location. Okay, and now that's how you can verify your result using the id inbuilt function. It will give you the memory location of your id. Just you can verify it you are using along with this. Okay, now we have to discuss about the membership operator as well. In case of membership operator, in or not. Okay, so these are the two membership operator we have to discuss, in or not in, and what is actually is it. So that's a very useful operator in case of python. Okay, most of the time when you will use a for loop, okay, in case of python always you have to use an operator as well. What is actually is in and what is actually not in. So it will always give you the presence of the key as well if you want to check it out using the in operator along with dictionary. So let's understand these operator along with the example. Okay, so that's how I'm going to type a one example to understand this. Let's suppose I have typed a 1a, right? And now a is a list what I have typed here. So sometime if I would like to check some values, okay, let's suppose if I would like to check 10 is inside a or not. Okay, so there you can simply use a in operator there. So if you like to check the membership of any object inside your another array or a list, just you can simply use this operator 10 in. So just look at your always your Python statement. Okay, my headphone is disconnected. Let me connect another one. Just give me a moment. Okay, hopefully am I audible again, guys? Just give me one confirmation in chat box, any one of you. Okay, thank you for the confirmation. And now that's we were discussing about, let me close the terminal as well. So here we were discussing about the membership operator and how a membership operator is work for you. Just I'm going to execute this condition, and always when you are able to see that always Python statement is just like in a single English statement. You can simply read this statement actually 10 in A. Okay, if you're gonna convert this statement in an English, just you are able to do 10 inside the A, right? Yeah, because if the 10 is inside the A, it will give you the true. Or if I'm gonna execute a one another statement 10 in 100 in A, so just you are able to see there's a 100 is not percent in the A, you will get the false from here. Either you can also take this the another example as well. So let's suppose I'm going to type name, and what name I'm going to use Python training. So what does it mean? So I'm going to execute, I'm going to check it out, T inside name. So when I'm going to execute this, so it will give you the true, right? Because the TR exists there. If I'm going to check it out, the small p, okay, I'm using a small p, but the capital P was there, so it will give you the false. Either you can simply give this multiple character as well. The Python is name, Python in name, it will give you the tree as well, because the Python are exist inside the name. But the same time, if your value is not there, okay, and the also you want to true that same condition as well. If I'm gonna use a small character here, if I'm gonna type a lowercase Python, and now lowercase Python are not exist inside the Python training, right? But now it will give you the false. But if you like to true this condition as well, so what you can simply use is you can simply use not operator there, not in name, and it will give you the true. And now that's a one example we can simply understand here. Let's take in one example. I'm gonna open the dictionary PPT as well, what I have created in yesterday's session data types. Okay, that's cool. And now inside this PPT, I have typed the dictionary statements, and that's not a PPT. Let me open this one. Okay. Or either I can simply create another one as well. Let me check it out. Just give me a moment. This is a PPT what I have created. Not a PPT, my bad. These are the notebooks. Either you can also convert these notebook into the PPT. For that, just you have to install some little bit libraries. And now these are the dictionary guys, what I have created in yesterday's session. And now in this dictionary, I'm going to copy the one statement. Now this is a one. Yes, I like to copy this, and I'm going to go back to our notebook here in case of to understand this operator. Just look at this. Now, took an example. This is a database of your bank, okay? And now behind the scene, a users, a bank account have used a dictionary type of database, okay, for the practice session. Now understand this thing. Dictionary always have a unique keys, right? And now the point is just I have given the one another example to understand the same thing. If you want to give an option to the user to add their new account, right? You want to give a option to the user to sign up in your bank. So for that, just what do you want to use? Just you can simply use a one input task, right? And what you can simply use here, new user, okay? You can simply take a new username from a user, okay? And the username, you know very well, that was an integer. Just you can simply type input, and here I'm going to type enter new account number. Okay, and now the point, the bank not will give you the choice to choose your account number. This is just an example to understand. Either if you will discuss about the username of your Instagram or Facebook, wherever you want to use. The point is when you will take a username from a user, okay, now the point you are trying to sign up for your database as well. So what are you going to use? Just you can simply use database. Okay, if you want to create another dictionary, you can simply type a new user. What happened? But the point is, if the user is already exists by mistake, if a new user will give you the 1002 here, okay, and you 100 after that, it will give you the value as well. So you will delete the earlier one. So that's how it will give you, you will done a mistake, right? So on that point, before sign up a new user, just you have to try to understand, you have to try to check ki the user input should not be there before sign up the process. Just you can simply use a one process there, new user, okay, not in database. Now, when this condition is true, when the new user will not be there, just I'm going to execute this. Just look at this. 1001. Okay, enter the new account number and a user will give you the 1001. So the condition is false because I have used a not in, because what user trying to give you, that particular user is already in database. Because when you are using this operator in dictionary, so it will always match your condition along with your keys. Okay, so either you can also use this method as well. So you know very well guys, database.keys is a function. Okay, it will always return the keys and you can simply execute. Let me execute 1002. The condition is still false. Okay, you will not be able to sign up along with this username. Okay, and how can you simply check these conditions? How can you perform all actions? So we will also learn inside the next section as well about the conditional operations, right? The second thing, if a user will give you the new account number 1005, and now you can simply choose this number. Now this condition is true. So that's how you can simply use the in operator and the not in operator. Okay, so in operator always true if the value of variable is found inside the sequence, what sequence you have typed here. Okay, and not in, it always give you the true if the variable or the value is not found inside the sequence. So that's how the membership operation are work. Okay, and in case of dictionary, we can only test for the presence of the key, not the value. Okay, if you like to check out the value of the users, then instead of key, just you can simply type the values here. Now instead of checking out the key here, it will always check the value inside the value. So that's how. Now there's another example to understand the same thing. This is a 1x hello world, what I have typed here. And now this is a another condition, capital H in X. Inside the X, I have typed hello world. So just look at, execute this and you will get the true. That's how you will get the true here. The second statement, hello not in X. Yep, this is also true because the H is lowercase. This is also a true condition. 1 in Y because 1 is a key inside the Y. Just look at this. 1 is a key, right? And now it always check in case of dictionary keys. So this condition always is also true. And the last condition, A is not a key of your dictionary because that was a value, right? Just look at this. And now this condition is false because it will not check your values. It will only check your keys. But if you would like to check your values as well, you can simply use this function. This function is belong from dictionary, guys, and now you know very well. I have told you just you have to use all the function of the dictionary or the method, you can simply say. And now this condition is still true as well because right now it will check your values instead of those. Because if you're gonna check it out, this thing, what it will return. So this is a sequence A and B. These are the values of your Y. Okay, and now when you will use this operator, so it will try to check A in these things, and now the A is there. That's why it will give you the true result. So that's how the membership operators are work in case of Python. So all about the Python, okay, sorry, all about the operators in today's session. And now if you have still any doubt in case of any operators, don't worry, I'm gonna explain it again. I have 5 minutes now. You can simply check it out. So you can simply drop your queries inside the chat box. Okay, can you explain the bitwise ZOR and the bitwise not? Okay, sure, Avinash. So let me open the bitwise. Okay, if we will discuss about the bitwise, just look at this. What actually it will do for you? So it will add a not along with and. Okay, that's the only difference you have to understand. What it will do for you? It will add a and. Sorry. It will add a not along with and. If you will discuss about the ZOR, so it will add a node along with or. So that's actually bitwise ZOR will work. Only there you have to use a caret sign and just you have to use a tilde sign for that node. And that's how it will work. If you want to check it out, what I have done. So if you want to check it out, X, okay, and just the caret sign there and the Y, so you will get the 14 here. Why? Then if you want to do the calculation, that particular calculation is very easy. Just you can simply do yourself as well. It will add the two operator in a single statement. You all, most of the students are confused in bitwise. Actually, if you want to learn a bitwise operator, actually bitwise operator we will often use in case of normal basic Python programming. Most of the time, the bitwise operator you will use in case of data structured algorithm. Okay, there you have to calculate the algorithm as well. Just you can simply read that as well. Okay, most of the time you will ignore as well, but don't worry, you can also read again. I will share this PPT along with you. I will share this notebook along with you. Just you can simply read one more time. You will be able to understand. Don't worry. Not in database and not in database keys. Yep, both the same thing. Okay, if you will use a not in database and not in database dot keys, both will be the same. There's no difference between them. Yeah, in digital electronics, the bitwise operator often used because there you have to always convert your things into the binary code. And when you will discuss about the binary, there you have to use a bitwise there. Okay, so don't worry. If you will discuss about the left shift and the right shift, that actually all the bitwise operator are very easy, but just you have to understand the binary conversion first. So let me give you the one example, just don't worry. So let's take an example I have used, and now this is a number 10, right? And now this is a 10 you are able to see. Let me type here. And now if you will discuss about the left shift, what happen if I'm gonna do the left shift here? So this is what I'm gonna do. So when you will left shift your elements, so what happened? Just you have to add two zeros as well along with this. Okay, if either you can simply use a two as well here. Now it's depend on you. Okay, let's suppose to an example. So what I'm gonna do, if you're gonna use a left shift, okay, or if you're gonna use a right shift here, so this is a number you are able to see 10, and now this is not a number. I have already shift. Now this is a number 10. Okay, now this is an operator. Either you can simply type a multiple zero. Now that's how it will work. This particular number in binary is still also 10. Now the point when you will discuss about the left shift, so what do you have to do? Just you have to shift your element at 2 times in left. Okay, and when you're gonna shift your element in left 2 times, there's two more zeros will become at right side. Okay, that's how it will work. And now when you have shift your element 2 times in left, so there's a two more zero has been come. And now just when you're gonna calculate this number, now this is another number. Just you have to calculate this number in case of decimal again instead of binary. And now this number, when you're gonna check it out, this particular number will become a different number, right? And now what it will become? Now this is a binary code of 40. And now if you want to use the same number here 10, and now if you want to use a right shift operator here, when you will shift these operator at right side, so what happen? Just you have to shift right side. When I'm going to shift, so both the numbers will remove at the right side, and there's a 2 0 at become at right side. Okay, when the two zeros will become at right side, now when you're going to convert this number, now this will become 2. And now when the earlier was 110, when I have used the right shift operator, it becomes 2. The earlier was 10 here. When I have used the left shift operator, it will becomes 40. So that's how the bitwise left shift and the right shift is work. Okay. Okay, so it's possible to calculate the N and the ZOR and the X by shift. Okay, yeah, you can also use same operator, but you have, before that you have to understand what values you're going to insert inside the N. Okay, so let me wrap up this session, guys. I'm going to share these files in Slack workspace after the session. Not to worry. So let me wrap up this session and see you in next session. Goodbye.